Americans of Reddit, you go thank goodness we don't have that here. Being a second genuine America has that Ukraine doesn't is a societal norm to not drive or park on sidewalks. I was surprised by that when I drove to Ukraine the first time. I'm Canadian but was living in Czech Republic for a few years. At the border there is a visible amount of mafia, and then people are driving onto the sidewalks when traffic is slow, or just parking their cars in the middle of the street and then forcing cars to drive on the sidewalks. This was Lviv in 2009-ish. As a disabled person, I'd love to visit France but the stairs. I am really glad that on Sundays. I lived in Germany for a few months, and didn't plan groceries right that first weekend. Grocery store closed. I didn't have anything to eat so I walked into town to find a restaurant and the only thing open was a Pizza Hut. I don't even like Pizza Hut when I'm in the US. It's been years since I've been to Europe. Hell, it's been before places here started banning smoking. But I do remember a ton of smoking. Things closing really at a coffee shop doing homework when studying abroad. By around 3 they came up to me and kicked me out since they were about to close. In the US, coffee shops are often open pretty late for people to study, so that was weird go me. Other than that, I think living in Europe would be wonderful. I know this isn't all, you don't really have double taps. They just seem like such an inconvenience. The price of gas, the pond petrol. I always see American prices and think how much? And remember you charge by the gallon and we charge by the liter, although I think we're probably paying double what you are. Paying ridiculously. Driver's license Germany. Canadian here. I love Europe but the population density and crowds there is enough to drive me crazy. A lot of places in Europe don't have air conditioning, even though they could really use it. Canadian here. Understood was that shops and other places just get closed so darn early. Like you are sitting there reading in the light of day and the owner comes and says it is closed. Some days everything is either closed or will close super early for no apparent reason. In America, things stay open till hell freezes over. The lack of accessibility. I lived in the UK, specifically London, for a few months and I'd always think how is a person with a wheelchair supposed to get through this city? Shitty ass dryers. Canadian here. Couple of years with 2 kids and no dryer at all. It rains there most days so the outdoor clothesline was next to useless, too. A minor inconvenience in the greater scheme of things, but still pretty inconvenient after what I was used to. I recently visited the UK again and went to use the laundry facilities at our Airbnb. Again, no dryer. And no clothesline either. Had to drape our damp clothes over every radiator, chair, and windowsill in the place for 2 days before anything was wearable. No screens and windows. You don't realize how much you miss them until there's a pigeon in your flat. Pickpockets. In New York they'll just mug you up front and honest. It's a real nice change of pace. In Europe, these shifty little ne'er-do-gooders will swipe your wallet without your knowing. I don't like that. It isn't honest. When you get mugged on the other hand, the criminal is polite enough to make you acutely aware of what he's gonna do and what's gonna happen. I have certain respect for that type of honesty. You're right about that. In high school, a dude tried to rob my friend in the subway. He just said gimme your wallet. My friend said no. Said dude walked away. Blunt, if anything, they were. Canadian here. Only France and Greece. I'm happy that we don't have the high smoker/non-smoker ratio. The sheer density of population in some places. The water scarcity. So many tourists. I know tourism is good for national economy, but I'd go crazy if I couldn't access my favorite spots because there are always tourists in the way. That warm of a weather. Paying to use a toilet. Good Mexican food. How hard it is to get meals outside of mealtime. In America, regardless of what hour of the day it is, you can be reasonably sure of finding some kind of restaurant open. Even at 2 a.m. you can find a Denny's or something. Most restaurants, Outside of really fancy places, don't close down between mealtimes, so you can go in at any time during operating hours to get food. Compare that to places where all the restaurants are only open during mealtime hours, and you're out of food. Can luck if you get hungry at 10 in the morning. 10 in the morning.